I would describe Little Big Shots as kind of a wonderful way to meet some really extremely interesting, authentic little kids. Kids that are just being who they are. They're into things that other kids aren't. It's just kind of a reassuring thing to watch kids because peer pressure is such a thing that everyone has to deal with, and these kids somehow have kind of bypassed it, and they're just who they are, and it's really nice to be able to spend some time with them. When we first were contacted, to possibly produce and be on the show from Ellen's team, at first I was a little nervous because I'm like, it's not what I do, and it's with kids, and I don't want to, I don't want to not be helpful to these kids that are so amazing. And then Ben and I talked about so much emphasis is always on who said the nastiest thing, who's fighting, who said what about someone else and kind of tore them down. And we started really thinking about, because we have two girls, that kids and adults, frankly, there's not a lot of emphasis put on kind of shining the light on kindness and being different. And like being different's great. Being different's interesting and unique, and doing the right thing just because you want to do it. I was like, if we can do that, if we can shine the light on these kids that are remarkable and just for doing kind things, I said that's something that we're really interested in doing. This season, I think, is quite a bit different than previous seasons, only in the way that I really wanted to make sure we got a little more time with maybe these kids' stories and less about performance. And we have amazing singers and we have amazing dancers and kids that just do crazy tricks and things that you can't imagine. But I really wanted to also see like these, who are the activists? Who are the ones doing good things in their community? We have kids that are advocate for the homeless. We have kids that are like doing huge speeches all over the place for like anti-bullying campaigns. And I just wanted to kind of give that space in the world and just get to know these kids. And I kept saying maybe it's a little bit more like an NPR or kind of This American Life or Sunday Morning, where you just get to sit and talk with them, and they don't have to. There's no result. We're not after a performance or a goal or a moment. Just being around these kids, I know for myself and everyone else on the crew, I mean, we just all felt better. We also felt that we were terrible. We need to do better things in life to catch up to these great kids. But I think that's really how it's different. I hope people can kind of get a few more minutes with each kid and really take in how amazing they are. The whole idea behind the show is to let these kids be whoever they are. They can't say the wrong thing, they can't do the wrong thing because they are whoever they are. Kids are funny. Kids are uncensored. I mean, my God, if you ask a kid a question, you better be ready to get the answer because they will tell you. They haven't learned to sugarcoat or be embarrassed yet. They're just like, I don't like your pants, straight up. And I just think as long as we keep going, we love you for exactly who you are. We don't want you to shine up. We don't want you to put on show clothes. I just want you to come in like you are in your backyard. I I think there's so many kids out there that I can't wait to show, because I think every time other kids and adult, I think at any time other kids and adults for that matter, it may be more important for the adults than even the kids to see. I think it just reminds everyone, like, be funny, be weird, be talented, be driven, be whatever you want to be. I think there's a lot of kids out there that we can shine the light on. And I feel lucky that I get to be part of it. I think all the kids I've met have just gone right to my heart, and I take them with me and I think about them different times. If you feel, it's very easy to feel like, oh, I'm so tired, I'm doing this. And then I think about one of the kids I met and the struggles that they go through. And I think, well, she's not complaining about it. She's a lot tougher than I am. And it does make me actually tell myself, like, buck up and go do what you have to do, because I've just gotten to meet all these great kids that have gone through, so many of them have gone through things so much harder than I did, certainly at that age. And they're okay and they're dealing with it. And it's a pretty good life lesson that I got to spend some time with kids, and it's literally making me adjust my day-to-day habits. These kids are so inspiring. I mean, there wasn't, I think the audience, the crew, everybody there, even when we knew their story, we knew what they were going to talk about. I mean, at least in the broad strokes of it. And we still ended up getting people were, things were so unexpected and they could be so funny. Some kid would just say something so honestly and sweetly that everybody was reduced to tears. And it's that up and down and high and low that kids are just being who they are. So they're not trying to like monitor the tone. They're just being honest. And it was constantly inspiring, constantly, like shockingly, I would say. I think with so many of these kids, there's a big takeaway in that we're we're quick to judge, we're quick to put labels on, we're quick to say what you're doing wrong, or don't do that, what will someone say. And these kids are a beacon of light, as that there is no wrong way to do something when it's done with kindness and love. And there are kids that are advocating for other kids and even other adults in a way that is so impressive. And I think we've all got a lot to learn from these kids.